Welcome to today's podcast. My name is Tochi, and of course, I have by my left Mr. Michael.
Good afternoon, audience, and welcome to today's episode of our program. We are live here at the TDStudioHub, and I'm sure you will be enjoying our program. So it's promising to be fantastic and amazing and educative. So just stay back and enjoy the program. You're welcome.
All right, by my right is Marvelous. Marvelous, say hi to everyone.
Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to today's podcast.
Thank you so much. We want to welcome our beautiful people all around the world to TD Studio Podcast today, your home for inspiration and transformation. Of course, with connections around the globe. Today we have our special guest, Mr. Evanish Nishkade, my boss, the founder and the group CEO of Wayne Global. We'll be having him all the way from Dallas, Texas, United States of America. He will be sharing valuable information for business owners, SMEs, entrepreneurs, investors, all around the world. Of course, dreamers, whether you're from Africa, Asia, Europe, US, Canada, you will be amazed by the information of investment opportunities within the AIM Global and, of course, outside the AIM Global. So today's topic, like we have known, most of you who have received our broadcast and information, go global, franchise opportunities. Of course, our founder, Mr. Vanish, will be giving us information on how to invest, and how to franchise, and how to assess, build, and to belong and access the United States and Canada financial markets secrets. So, beautiful people all around the world, I want to thank you, our audience, for always being there for us. It's my pleasure and my honor to welcome you and to also to talk to you today, and also to be able to speak to you and to make sure that you understand the program today and to be able to use it and be able to use it very well. So without much ado, I want to start. Most of the people all around the world are wondering, how can they invest in the US market and Canada market when they are not living there? Is it really possible to buy into big brands in the United States with little capital? If that sounds like you, you are not alone. That's exactly why we are here. So today we want to start without wasting time, and then we'll move to our audience and then make sure that you understand and hear us. So we want to restore the sound, just 1 minute while they restore the sound. Just bear with us, Mr. Evanish. I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning to you and good morning to everyone.
All right. So since you can hear us, please, could you go ahead and introduce yourself to us? And to, of course, the audience who are watching to you streaming live on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and other social media platforms. Please go ahead and introduce yourself, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Nwali, for inviting me to be here with you and to join everyone. Um, my name is Avinash Nishkaude. I'm based in Dallas, Texas, in USA. Originally, I am from India. I grew up near Mumbai. I did my bachelor's, my graduation, and I became a chartered accountant. I left India when I was 22, 23 years of age. And in mid 20s, I started my tax and accounting practice in Australia. With God's grace, in 4 years as a youngster, I was as a sole practitioner. I became number one in the whole country in Australia with
Wow.
7,000 clients, and one thing led to another, and I picked up about 20 public companies also, and the most prestigious one was Tata's for the operations in Australia. So life was very kind, life was very good. Then I went in education business. So I used to own international colleges in Australia, New Zealand. We had a flying school in Melbourne, and when I was young, once upon a time, in my 20s and early 30s, I owned nine companies and had 200 employees. So that was my background. I've been in US since 2013. I'm both US citizen and Australian citizen, and with both passports. So last 12 years I've been living in US. Originally I was in California for 8 years in Silicon Valley, and now since 2020 I'm in Dallas. So that's my background, and unless you have any questions.
Yes, the questions are all lined up from the audience around the world. So we're going to have a very interactive. If you are listening from anywhere in the world, please do not forget to hit the button, like, share, comment, and of course, invite your friends because what you're going to hear today will blow your minds on the investment opportunities in the United States, in the UK, Canada, of course, A Global, which I'm the CEO for Africa, is in 10 countries right now. Okay, so you don't say it's not, you don't know Air Global. All you need is to hit the button to Google, of course, ChatGPT can give you information around Air Global by visiting the website, and then you could be able to see the information and all the investment opportunities. And then you'll hear from the horse's mouth, the founder, the brain behind Air Global Holdings Limited, Group Limited. Let's start today with what is on everyone's mind. Both, when people hear go global, they often imagine millions of dollars that's going to be involved. Huge companies, maybe multinational companies, and complicated system. What does going global really mean in a very simple terms?
In very simple terms, go global is has got two different aspects to it. One is if you are just a business owner, you want your product, your service, your offerings to be around the world. We want it to be everywhere. So that essentially means, so when we say go global, which is our brand, which is our vertical to service the clients all around the world, we divide it into two aspects. One is to help you expand your expertise, skills, products all across the 10 countries that Mr. Nawali mentioned. So you are, let's say you make the best, give an analogy, and you want to say, hey, this particular product or this particular service I want to be in US. So go global, what we do is we provide you with a service where we do new market entry, we do competition analysis. If you're a product oriented, you look at, okay, what is existing in the marketplace right now, who's filling that gap, what is the price that is being offered to the customers for that. Then we've actually, then we can see, okay, what is your price, what is your landed price, and then the distribution cost. Then you look at, okay, if you're doing all these hard work efforts, there has to be profits. So do we have sufficient profit margins or not? So we do all that on a professional way, and that is just purely on a business front. Okay, so anyone, US welcomes everyone to do business in America. It's the biggest, hottest economy right now. I know a lot of media, they talk about things which what's going on in a slightly different light. But living here, I know this is a land of opportunities. There are huge, huge uh, ways. That's why, I mean, even for the children, so that brings me to the another aspect of go global, which is the business migration. So you want to expand your business, but you also want to live there. You want your children to grow up in that with the opportunities all around. They want to be trained or coached in a way that they can fight with the elites, the top companies, the top discipline, and everything. So that essentially is the Go Global, where we can help you both expand your business service to US, Canada, and in some cases, if it fits, then maybe see how you can get relevant visas to live in that country and do the business, do the work. And in some cases, people like to have a green card or a long-term residency. So through business, how to achieve that is what we do within our Go Global vertical.
Okay, fantastic. I'm bringing it down to zero into where majority of the SMEs or small business owners, do they have any opportunity in Go Global?
I mean, as a client, everyone is welcome. We don't discriminate. We love the passion and the thing of the business owners, their dreams, and but a lot of times what happens is when you're doing a business, you have emotions into it. You've got a different vision to it. So yeah, like I went to India and I was in the a lot of some business owners were there, and some said, "Look, this is my product. This is very successful in India, and I you can take this and you can sell it, and then whatever money comes, you can make money." And I was listening, and this is a repeated question from everyone. I'm sure even from Africa. I've got a great
Yeah.
product. I've got a great service. Can you take it to US and sell it, and then you can make money from there? So I had to explain to them that look, this product is great. Is you're doing very well. Congratulations. But please understand, entering a new country, a new market is a completely new ball game. So there is a serious effort and research needs to be done as to this product. Okay, what is the cost for you to ship this product to US? Let's say I'm in Dallas. How much it'll cost you to get this product across to me in Dallas? For as an example, it may be New York, it may be San Francisco, wherever the base is going to be. Okay, this is the landed cost. Fine. Now we need to move that, pay the customs, the duties, and today the buzzword in the US is tariff. So okay, you paid all that. Now the product has come to the garage here. Okay, it's sitting in a full container of load. Now where are you going to store it? Who's going to pay for it? Okay, now that you've done, then you realize that damn, this good thing that really is so so popular here, so successful here is hey, no one really wants to buy my product, or there's someone else who's probably giving a similar product at half the price. What I'm going to do now? I've already invested so much of time and monies in sending my shipment, and I'm not getting the benefit. So you realize that afterwards. So what we do. So I was telling this client in India. I said, look, one has to do some market research. You really have to do full understanding of what is my actual cost that I want to share export, what is my landed cost, what is customs, duties, blah blah blah, and now is my product suitable for this market or not? Is this will this product be liked? Will this product who's my competition? It's a manufacturing. Hey, you're competing with China right now. They can dump the market with such low costs. Can you compete with them? You may say that I am the best, blah blah, in my country, my city, whatever. That's fine. But here you're talking about a new audience. You're talking about a new market. So someone needs to do that, and then you can say that look, this just as example that this product is being sold for $2, and I can get this to the market for 20 cents or 50 cents. So now you see that to the between the end market and your cost, there's some sufficient margin. Then you say, okay, you as a business owner, in Nigeria, think, okay, do I find distributor or do I open up my own company? And I know now I'm in control because I open up my own company. So I have to incur certain costs. I need to have a small office or maybe something, or maybe one or two people working. Am I prepared to do that? Maybe not, or maybe yes. So these are the questions that every entrepreneur has to think before they really launch into, because where you are, whichever country you are, you know your market, you know your city, you know what the expectations. There are also cultural expectations, so you addressed all that, and then you know that there's a gap in the market, and this is how you're going to make money through your product. But when you're coming to a US or Canada, understand that everyone in the world wants to get here, so everyone wants to cut their costs and things. I mean, before this tariff issue happened, everyone sort of was saying, all the economists, that hey, because of this tariff, and now the cost of all these goods for the consumers are going to go to the roof. Companies like Walmart and all, they made the exporters eat that tariff, or I don't know, whatever they've done. But the end result, the inflation has not been there that a lot of economists were expecting. So you as a business owner has to really think that what I'm offering, is that going to be a viable product or service, and will this be appreciated? Or but I'm not God, Mr. Nawali, maybe you are, but we we have to test the market. We have to know, get the feedback, and then we have to know whether this actually makes financial sense or not. If it does, then what is the structure we should have? What is the how we should go about it? So when my friend in India says, "Hey, you just sell it and then you make keep the money first for yourself," I said, "But this, hang on, someone needs to know what is the market, whether it's feasible or not, financially profitable or not, who we need to know, who's our competition, and whether we can survive in the new market or not." So the lot goes into that, and this is where AIM Global can help. And so when you tell people that yes, the opportunities are there, but there's always limitations. There are a couple of limitations in life. One is the time, and the other one is money. And then even if you have both, then you realize you have to make sure that your product, whatever you're offering, is actually, yeah, suitable to the marketplace. It makes economic sense to do it, and then you think of how I'm going to do it and all that. So go ahead. You have some
Yes,
questions.
you know, one thing I like, Mr. Vanish, is sincerity and honesty. I've been able to, through the course of my life and service, to meet with different people. I've never seen somebody who is very straightforward. Is an expert. He, he, from what you have heard from him, number one in Australia, he was number one, the highest employer of labor in Australia. In the United States of America, where he resides, and then his business, and also in Africa, will that this A Global you are hearing today was launched in Abuja, Federal Capital Territory in Nigeria, and also in Lagos, which is also the commercial nerve of Nigeria, as well as Ghana, UK, Mexico, and the rest of other countries where we operate in India and Australia. His honesty is very straight. There are a lot of experts, and of course, go markets companies that cannot tell you what he has told you today, which is giving you the proper analysis, market analysis. A lot of people have been uh, got into this, their hands sucked, and of course, they lost a lot of money by dealing with some dishonest companies. But Air Global will give you the black and white and how it's going to be. And that's one of the reasons why I am passionate and I am very happy to have you today. And I know our audience around the world who are paying attention to what you're saying, those who want to looking at the dollar in the United States or Canada or pounds in the UK needs to work with AIM Global through Mr. Vanish and of course some of us who are standing for the company in Africa. So if you are in Africa, the picture he painted here is the reality. You have to do your market competition, market analysis, your competitors, and then the gap in the market. Those are the things he made mention of here before you hit the international market. Of course, the tariff now It's all about tariff, yeah, everywhere in the United States. So, without that said, I know that our audience are listening, and some of them who are very interested, keen in tapping into the United States markets. You need to go with the person who knows the roads, and that is the end global. Because if you don't do that, that money you think is a big money, you might end up losing it because you're working with the wrong advice, wrong assumptions that does not have economic backup and the reality on the ground, which is what Mr. Vanish is trying to tell us today. So let me move to my left, Mr. Michael, to take on to the next question. Mr. Michael, over to you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Avinash.
Yes, correct.
So my question is,
Do you still remember Mr.
I remember when we launched.
Okay. Do you remember Mr. Michael?
Yes, yes, I do. Yes.
Okay, sir. That's good.
Okay, so for those people that want to actually start a business or buy a franchise in the US or Canada from Africa or across the world, from Asia, another continent. So how would they go about it? What's the first step to take?
So it's a very broad question you asked. First thing is, if someone has what is a franchise? Let's go back one step and understand what is a franchise model. Okay, so let's say you are the best. Tell me what you're good at, Michael. Tell me your specialty, and you are the best in Nigeria, for example. Now, it may be food industry, it may be professional services, something that you have a unique gift. You've created secret sauce, and you're really successful. You're really good. Now you want to grow your business. Let's say you're in the food business. Okay, you make whatever your best food is, and you're really, really good. Now you as a business owner think that, okay, I'm just as a thing, you make the best pizza, for example. Pizza is very big competition all around the world, but I'm just saying that as an example. Replace it with anything else. And you've got a nice locations, in Abuja. You've got three stores and all that, and you're able to manage it very well. You're able to make sure that the customer service is good, the quality of food is excellent, the hygiene is there, cleanliness is there, the people are, you communicate there with them very well. Every customer, most of them, not you can make 100% people happy. They'll always be complaining of something or the other, but let's say by and large you're very successful. Now you feel that, hey, I'm very successful here in Abuja. How do I expand? So first you go your maybe that, hey, I want to be all over Nigeria. Then I want to be in the African countries which are close to me, maybe Ghana, maybe Cameroon, maybe some of these countries. So how do I expand my business? If I just open up companies, I hire people, what if these people don't perform well? What if these people cheat me? And I've given them my recipes, I've given them all my secrets, and they run away. And instead of Michael, they call it John and offer the same thing that I'm offering. So all these business risks that are there. So franchising is a very, very good model where, like a lot of countries, like especially US, Canada, Australia, they have very strict franchise laws. Okay, so the reason you become a franchisor is you have to put your concept, in the sense, you offering a business model of Michael's Pizza as example, and you're saying, okay guys, look, I know the secret sauce, I know how this works, I'm successful, come. And now if you want to own a Michael Pizza brand, you need to pay me a franchise fee. This is the legal disclosure documents all about it. This is what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to give you my name, I'm going to give you my brand, I'm going to give you my training, I'm going to give you all the support in marketing. I will guide you in setting up your store. I can tell you exactly what you need in the equipment. I'll tell you what are the people you need. I will help you in giving guidelines for hiring, firing. I'll guide you in terms of marketing. I can tell you, like, you're doing giving a business in a box. That is what is really in a franchise. Whether you look at McDonald's, you look at any of them, all the giving is their name, their system, the process, the success formula. They train you, and all you do is get there. So what may have taken you years and years, you've got that in a box. But against that, you pay a fee called initial franchise fee. Everything is written there, and you also give a royalty on an ongoing basis. So there are two things. So if you're a person who wants to get into Michael's Pizza, so it's good. You don't have to start thinking how to get going, what size, what, everything Michael is already provided. And if you are Michael, who is already successful as a pizza owner, now what is happening? People are coming and say, Michael, I would love to do this. Michael says, okay, you got to pay me $30,000 as my initial franchise fee to train you and support you. And then I will come with you. We'll find the location. We'll find, and I'll get all the suppliers. You're giving a business in a box. And so the other person who's interested in Michael's Pizza is doing all the investment. They're taking up the lease, they're hiring, firing, they're making ingredients maybe from Michael or elsewhere, but Michael has got everything worked out for them. Okay, so this is essentially a franchise for successful business owners who want to scale up. And Michael may say, okay, let me take other parts of Africa, other parts of Nigeria, and we start to go elsewhere in the country. And maybe Michael is just so good to say, hey, I want to come to US, I want to go to Canada. And that is how the brands expand within their country internationally. But so in simplistic terms, franchising is a way that any good entrepreneur who's got a scalable model, who's got can profitability he can show, it'll attract investors to invest in their concept. They are the ones who are going to take the risk. They're going to invest. They pay you the money, and you, as a business owner, have your brand going all over the world or wherever, whatever your area that you're looking for. So this is how I think. So you asked a very broad question. So we at AIM Global will first ask you, Michael, what is your goal? What is a unique proposition that you have that market doesn't have, or how you're going to address it? So when we, let's say you're in US, if you want to help you become a franchisor, we'll be doing some competition analysis. We will be saying that your nearest competition, what is the franchise fee they charge? Why, what are they known for? How you can beat them? Maybe you can't beat them straight away because they're established for 20, 25 years, but why should people come to you? There's some uniqueness, something different that you're offering in the marketplace. So all that goes into Michael's Pizza owner's research when he's preparing to become a franchisor. So this is from a franchisor point of view for those who have good successful models. And for those who want to buy a franchise, you got to understand that you have to live by the rules of engagement. It's like a contract between two people. One is saying, "This is a successful brand. I'm going to. You can allow you to use my brand name. I'll give you training. I'll give you support. Whatever it is, you have to do the hard work." And there are tens of thousands of franchise opportunities that are there. So essentially, someone is providing the expertise, a proven concept, but you, as Mr. Franchisee, have to invest the money, invest the time, invest the into learning those most new skills. But you have to run that business and make it profitable. So I don't know which is a international brand that you have. Let's say you have a Burger King, for example, or a Subway. So the owners of that will give you a disclosure document. They will tell you that, okay, this is what you need. This is exactly how the store should look. This is how exactly what they will guide you into everything. But you are the one as a franchisee who has to put up with the monies, who has to put up with the rental or pay for the bond, hire and fire. So end of the day, if you don't make money, you are the one at loss. Okay, so the risk involved also. So we help clients to understand. So first and most important thing, if you're a franchisee looking to buy a franchise, you have to be very realistic and know if you have money or not. If you don't have money, well, let's make money. Instead of just dreaming, make it a reality. In some countries, you will get some financial assistance. You may get funding. Maybe a couple of you as a friends get together and say, okay, you put X, I put X. Together, we can get this. And the banks, I know in Nigeria, the bank rates are extremely high for the business lending and all. At least it used to be when I came there. I don't know now. But in in US and all, you can get reasonable funding also. Like if you're a US resident, you're a citizen, the government here provides you with what they call it as a SBA loans. So the government has got a division or a department that tells all these thousands of banks that, hey, Mr. Noali, he says you give him the money, provided you are comfortable with his business plan and all that. Okay, you lend him the money, and government will guarantee 80% of that loan. So if Mr. Noali defaults or something happens to him and the money is not paid, the government will pay to the bank about 80% of that loan. So the bank says, Mr. Noali, if you want this thing, you want $1 million business, give me $200,000. So the bank is covered. They've taken 20% from Mr. Nwali, 80% from the government. So different countries have different support system in terms of funding and all that. So that's a different topic altogether. But when if you want to buy a franchise, if you want to become a franchisor, the reality is you need to have funding behind with you, whether it's a group of friends, family members, whoever, banks. Lots of some people go to angels, they go to VCs, and all that. I've got my own view on that, but essentially that's what it is. So we try and understand you. We try and understand what your needs are, what your goals are, what you really want to achieve, and then we provide you with the solutions.
Perfect. Let me just do a follow up on what my co host, Mr. Michael, asked. A lot of people and the audience who are watching right now will be a little bit, they want to understand one thing based on the question I have on the chat box here. So they're asking, is it better to buy an existing franchise or to make their own business, to become their own franchisor and then give other people the right to buy the franchise? For example, if they are launching to the new market, like a huge economy, the United States or Canada, so which one do N Global will advise, for example, any potential investors or planning to expand or to buy an existing business? So which one is the best?
It depends on what you want to achieve. It depends how much money you have in the pocket, how much what do you have to offer to the public. Some people they want, hey, I have some money, I want to make more money. Or some people say, I want to make some money, but I also want my family to live in Canada, or I want a family to live in US or whatever. So whatever the goals are, it's not that AN Global has one magic medicine that you take that medicine and all your problems are gone. It's not that. So it's all individual, it's customized, and we try to understand what the client needs, what their goals are, what the financial things are. Hey, if you have a absolute amazing model, you become more wealthy if you are a leaders, if you are got a business concept that everyone wants to have. If you look at Elon Musk, the richest man in the world by a mile, 25 years ago, those were just ideas, but he's actually implemented it. He actually made it happen. So if Mr. Musk was to buy a franchise, he would not get there. So it is not everyone can be Elon Musk, but we have to know realistically where we are, how much money we have, and what ideas we have. And then some people want to buy a franchise because franchise gives you that comfort and security that they provide you with the training, they provide you with the support, so you get a reasonable income. But so a lot of people, they start with one, they got expertise, they start to keep buying more and more franchises. Sometimes you find people have 40 Burger Kings, 50 Burger Kings, things like that. So they're multiplying the basic skill in that particular operation in a multiple ways. So it depends where you are, and everyone knows where they are. If someone has such a great idea, concept, you'll find that people will be, if you're able to, the two things will happen. If you're in Nigeria or India, maybe they'll steal your idea and start on their own. Or you'll get the right people and they say, hey, Michael, I really like this thing. And in US there is a rule of law, the confidentiality, non-compete, all that, you get them to sign. A lot of other countries, people will just laugh at you, especially you have that. So you decide what is going to be good for me, what is my step. So you make a ladder and say, okay, this is how my strategy is for me, my business, and my family. These are the goals that I want to achieve, and then within that you work out. You may say, hey, McDonald's is doing very well, and I'm going to buy McDonald's, that's my dream. But do you have a couple of $1 million? No. If yes, go ahead. Or you may have a similar competing product like a McDonald's or something, and then you say, okay, I actually have the money as well. So I'm going to invest in my own brand and I will go all out because that will create more wealth for me. So everyone is different, every product, every service, everything is different. But we are here to support your ideas and to make it happen or give you some advice so that you don't make some very costly mistakes in life.
Sure. Before I will come over to something you made mention of along the course of your answering questions, which is assessing the financial market secrets of the United States of America. So I will come over to that later on the podcast. So now, Marvelous, please, over to you. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Avinash, if someone watching from Lagos, Accra, Nairobi, they are feeling left out. So they are thinking, can they really compete globally? What do you say to that person?
Look, it's not based on the person, it's based on what is their product, what is their idea. You can be, today the whole world is one big village. So yes, you've got some advantages if you so let's say you understand the market. There are a lot of Nigerians who are doing extremely well in US. I know many in Dallas today, so who are doing very well. So it's not because of the skin color or the knowledge or things. It's based on what you have to offer. If you have a skill that is beneficial to the society, to the community, to the customers, people will pay you no matter who you are. It's also a lot of marketing, also communicating your message and things like that. So if you're sitting in Nigeria, and if you want to do business in US, it's slightly harder because you got to understand the market here, the local ways of doing business here, local taxes here, your competition, and all that. So to answer your question very briefly, I believe anyone from anywhere can achieve greatness. They can be very, very successful as long as you know your product, you know your service, you know the culture in which way you want to operate, you understand what the society needs, and if you're able to plug that gap, if you're able to give that service, you will be successful no matter where you are.
Thank you. Thank you
Awesome.
so much.
Awesome. Without that, Mr. Michael, over to you.
Okay. Can you please share examples of global franchise opportunities open to African investors right now at the moment? And for someone who's ready to take action, what is he or she going to do?
See, AM Global, we have our own franchise opportunities. Okay, I'm a chartered accountant. I've been in professional services, so I'm very comfortable in the professional type of opportunities. So we have three of them which we're really promoting right now. One of them is Go Global, of course. Other one is we have called Franchise Simply, and the third one is ANG Desi Advisors. Uh, so if someone was interested in one of these, it's a very unique model because AIM Global will do all the work. You don't have to be an accountant or MBA or someone to actually be a franchisee or even a referral partner for us. As long as you're good in the relationship and terms of business development and all. AIM Global will do all the work. So we've taken out the guesswork. We still provide all the training, all the support, and things. So those are the three that we are focused on. One is purely into franchising to help any clients to become a franchisor, to help anyone who wants to buy a franchise, to help them, offering them franchises, provide consulting to the franchise owners and all that. So these are three that we have. We also have two food brands that is here, but we're going to launch that after 3 months. We also have two more. One is in real estate in Canada, and one more is business brokerage M&A that's in Dallas as well. But we're going to start slowly. So these are the three that we're offering right now. Having said that, I'm a certified franchise consultant in US. So I have access to 600 franchise opportunities. So if someone says, no, I want that particular brand, maybe I represent them, maybe I don't. But if you say, look, I like the food industry, I like to have own a spa franchise, I want to own a childcare, lawn mowing, whatever people may have, chances are that I'll have some brands within that space that I can offer to them. So as the brands are more successful, they'll become more expensive also, and they get they're demanding also. So if you start with a brand which is not that successful so far in terms of number of outlets, they will look after you more. They'll give you more flexibility. They'll compromise with you more. So sometimes it's a balance. Those who are very successful, they are very strict and stubborn, and they say my way or highway. Mr. Michael, you pay this on the dotted line or get lost. But while a new one will say, Michael, here are flowers and chocolates for you and your wife. We together are going to make sure that you're successful. So it's a balance. So it's not one thing that fits everyone. So you got to be careful, mindful, and see what really works. Some people have a lot of confidence in their abilities, so they start with a brand that is going to give them great support, but they like the idea and they can be truly successful. So AIM Global is one of those that you can actually do global business. Sitting there in Nigeria, you may have a client in Dubai who wants to, and you can offer them go global opportunity for US or Canada or UK. And if he or she goes ahead, sitting in Nigeria, you're actually making money because you're doing global business. You're not limited to your office area, your city, or your country. You are offering we doing global business everywhere, and we're going to be expanding. We want to be in 50 countries in the next 4 years. So, so that's what it is. So, A, what is your interest? B, how much money you have? C, where do you want to operate? And based on that, we can guide you as to what franchise may be suitable. But then again, the big question is who's going to run it? You sitting in Nigeria, you buy a franchise here, who's going to manage it? Unless you have a business visa, unless you have a green card, unless you have relevant things to actually live there and manage it, who's going to do it for you? Maybe you have a brother, you have a friend, long lost friend, who's doing, or a lot of cases, some horror stories also come out because no one is accountable. It's Michael's money sitting in Nigeria, and his best buddy John, and he's invested $200,000. And Mr. John says, "Hey, it's Michael's money. It's okay. what I matters if I lose some. Michael is rich anyway. He won't bother." So you got to be very careful about the risks in business, not just about the product service, but also in terms of management, cash flow management. Everything is, and that's why AIM Global can hold your hand and can actually take you across. But first thing we need to know is that hey, you definitely have the monies and you're willing to spend monies also, because I don't know, in India everyone wants to know everything, but
Yes.
A, they don't have the money, they're only dreaming, and B, they don't have any intentions. It's like they're doing PhD, and they want you on your subject matter. So we don't have time to waste, and so we really want to meet genuine clients who have got some ideas, businesses, and who've got the backing. Maybe they've got funds from family, they've got friends who are going to willing to be their partners. Maybe they've got banks or loans that they can get. As long as the funding is clear, then we can help them both with business migration and acquiring franchises anywhere. Or if they're in
So
Nigeria, wherever they can help them become a franchisor as well.
yes, I think this is very elaborate and explanatory. I want to ask this. So it's much better to do it as in group, like friends, trusted friends, pulling their funds together to be able to get started. And then, how can you advise anyone watching this who
See,
have money to really get started with this, with a
look,
global?
there
Yes.
are two sides to a coin, So personally, I've got, this is me as an individual. So I've got strong ideas. I'm willing to work hard, and so I personally don't like the partnership model much, unless the problem that I've seen as an accountant with a lot of clients is that everyone is nice to each other when no, the business is not taken off. They are only dreaming, yes, you do this, I do this, and all that, and they come together. The minute the money comes and you're successful, and you think, hey, it's all because of me, it was my money, or some other partner says, hey, this is my effort, and it is me who's making this business successful, the ego comes in, and a lot of people have got advisors whether they wanted them or not, part of family members, the friend circle, childhood friends. They may not be expert in your business, but they're expert in giving you free advice, and they poison your ears. So it's very, you're very lucky if you have good partners who can actually have common goals. They are in similar stage in their life, they want to achieve things together, they're able to, they have different skill sets that they can manage. Or generally it happens that someone has the money, someone has the skill, and they come together, someone puts in money and someone does all the hard work, and they have and I've seen very good successful partnerships also for years. They say, we come together, this is what our model is. And so depending where you are in the business stage, in the financial stage, the if you own it all, it gives you independence. Okay, you can make the decisions and be responsible for your actions and decisions, one way or the other. You make a lot of money or you lose a lot of money, you are yourself to blame for that. On the other side, if you don't have enough money, you take on partners with a understanding of what it is, how, what is the period, how much money, whatever. As long as that is very clear, and you have trust in each other, you work very well, there's transparency in everything. I mean, yesterday I was hearing about a story for two brothers. They're young, they started in Australia, from originally from India. I think there's some part of Africa they were, but Indian origin. They started that, and then of course, 20 years they've been doing the family. They got wives, children, growing up, blah blah, and they don't see each other now. They've got a business and they've got conflicts, because it's a family, it's more difficult than ever. Because it's not just money, it's also family relationship. So you've got to be very careful when you talk about pooling together. So it's a great idea in general, Mr. Nwali, to have that, but you have to have very clear understanding. Expectations have to be managed, communications has to be perfect, and you need to have an exit plan. That so because suddenly one partner says, Mr. Nwali, I gave you the money, and but I need that back because I need to do this for my son or daughter or whatever. Everyone has the priorities in their life. So as long as you're clear on all the terms, yeah, pooling the funds can be good. So in US and everywhere, there's a very good venture capital model. So this is what people do: they invest the monies, have a partner, general partner, who manages their money. Their job is really to make money for these investors. And so a lot of VCs, the biggest, richest companies like Blackstone and all that, what are they? They have all these investors who pool their monies, and the professionals manage the money to make money. So depending where you are, what stage in life, how much money, what, uh, so these are the two options that you have. You can do it all yourself, and have full control. As long as you are competent, capable, you can run the business. You got the time, you got a drive, passion. That is good. On the other side, like Mr. Noali said, you can pool together. You few people and different people. As long as the expectations are clear, The one person says, look, I have a full-time job, I cannot give this time to this business, maybe for 1 hour or 2 hours on the weekends, whatever it may be. As long as your terms of engagement, terms of your partnership, everything is clear, then that can be very good, because it's like husband wife team at home. Now you have a business partnership, and then you brought in your skills, and like in family sense, you raise a family, here you're raising a business. So pulling together can be a great thing, but it has its risk also.
Okay, so for example, an investor who is listening to the discussion and the podcast right now, if they want Air Global, the smart, most more reliable and straightforward Air Global to handle everything for anybody listening into this podcast. What is the minimum amount, and then how do they get started?
Look, there are two things, Mr. Nawali, you asking me. I think
Yeah.
I've just shared with you today. We have a program for Canada. It's called C11. Okay, C11 is a very very good program for anyone in the world, anyone in Africa, anywhere. If they want to move to Canada, for example, so there are some requirements. So you need to own a business, at least 50 to 51% majority control. You need to have a business that can generate some jobs. The government can feel good that you're contributing to economic prosperity in their country and stuff like that. So we zeroed in on one program called C11. In US, a cheapest way is a program for called E2, but that's not for everyone. US government has got treaty with several countries. They call it E2 countries. There are many in Africa also. I can share you the list. So if you are a national, you're a citizen of that particular country, all you need is about 100 to $125,000. You and your family can move to US. So we all those requirements AIM Global can take care of. We'll get you the lawyer, we will get all the investment done, company, everything. You don't need to worry about it. But don't do the PhD. First, let us know that yes, you have the money, you're interested. We will give you everything. We'll give you the contract before you do, and so we've got a methodology, a plan how to do it. So once that is done, we support the family relocation. The spouse gets a work permit. So a husband or wife is in business, their partner gets a work permit. Who has got more chance of getting a job can do that. The children can study. So that is the E2 program. It doesn't lead to green card, but that's again 125,000 USD. That includes the company formations, the legal fees, and the 100,000, we say you have to have it in the account. It's not an expense. The money is in your bank account, of which you are the director and you're the shareholder. But you've got to show government that you've got adequate working capital so that you can hire a couple of people and you can do your necessary, have a small office, do advertising, marketing. You have to have a business plan. So we help you with everything there. So same amount with is C11 for Canada, where so we actually become a partner with you. AIM Global will partner with you. So you own 51%, we do 49. We do all the heavy lifting. We do all the compliances that are required, all the requirements including job. And you don't have to think sitting in Nigeria or wherever, hey, I don't know Canada, I don't know how I'm going to do it. So we become partner. It helps you to get the visa, because you can say, hey, my partner, they're the locals and they know the business and blah blah blah. So we help you your case in getting the visas also. So the C11 can lead to residency, permanent residency in Canada also. There are steps there. The purpose of this episode is not to get into that, but this is one offer that we have, that through our programs, through our franchises, we can help you. For C11, you can be from any country whatsoever. So if you're interested, you can show us that yes, we actually have genuine interest and genuine monies. We'll give you everything in writing, the written proposal. What is expected of you? What is expected of us? We have a Zoom call. We actually give share with you a written contract also. So it's not just about words. You said, I said. No, this is all black and white here. You can talk to your accountant, lawyer only when you're comfortable. That we ask for the initial fee, just a small fee to form the companies to organize everything. So one by one we go. So that is one way where AIM Global is partnering with you to help you and your family to relocate to US or Canada. Of course, we are in 10 countries. We can help you for others also. But these two are a major focus for us right now. And so for US, if you're in E2, it makes it very, very easy for you. Of course, there are many other programs. It's not just limited to that. But if you qualify for these two programs, please do talk with Mr. Noali, talk with me. We have a team that we can actually understand your needs and we can guide you properly. Mr. Noali, any questions? I think your screen is frozen, looks like. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, okay, very good. So that is what those two programs are very, very good. And I am happy to share the list of countries that are qualified as E2. But like I said before, if you have a business, you want to do business in US, there's no restriction on you. But only thing is, who's going to manage it for you is the real question. So if you have a partner, you have family, relative who's committed in making your idea successful, that's a great. Or if you want to look at relocating the family, then we have to talk. And all these does cost time and money.
Right. This is very interesting for the visa
E2,
based on what.
E2 and C11. E2 is for US and C11 for Canada. Canada does
Right.
not, C11 for everyone. So anyone can go, a lot easier. And but E2 is for the specific countries. So I do have a list of countries in Africa which are eligible for E2. I will be happy to share them with you.
Of course, this is interesting. Of course, you can always reach us, um, Jessica, and of course Edna in Ghana and Nigeria. So this is very important, and for those established individuals who have many times contacted us in this kind of package. But I want to know the 120,000 US dollar, is it going to be in the bank or they transfer the cash to the United States?
I
Um,
will give you the steps in that. But
okay,
just to let you know, I just want to read out some of the countries which are eligible from Africa, from the entire African nations. And if it's not, your country is not part of that, nothing we can do. It's between the US government and your government. You just pressure the government to work a treaty with you say US. So
yeah,
in Africa, there's Cameroon is a E2 country. So if you focus on Cameroon, I know it's a French speaking, Congo, and then Egypt, Ethiopia, Liberia, Morocco, Senegal, and Togo. These are the only African countries which have a E2 relationship with US. I mean, I've got all the lists in front of me. So if you're, let's say you're Nigerian, you've been living in UK, and you've got UK citizenship, UK passport. So UK qualifies as a E2 country. So like that, there may be people from your country, families who will living in some other countries who are a E2 country. Then it sort of works. Okay, now coming back to your question. So this is the cheapest and absolute easiest way that we've done. We will send you the detailed proposal. Everything is writing in black and white. So initially, once we send you a proposal, if you think that, hey, by and large this sounds good to me, so we have a chat, and then we give you a written agreement also, which shows you that what is your responsibility, what is our responsibility. And then coming to the point for Mr. Nawali about the money. So the 125,000 is divided in three different things. Okay, first thing we do is, once the agreements are signed, you're very clear on everything, you have to pay $5,000 USD. as a consulting fees. That includes forming a new legal entity in US. Okay, it's LLC or whatever that includes that. Even to get a EIN number, which is a tax ID for this company, is very very hard. IRS, they need someone to catch. So if you do go ahead, we will take the risk for you to give our social security number to get the EIN. So the 5,000 includes all the strategies, all the times we spend, and also it gets you a appointment with the lawyers. So the initial lawyers consulting fees is also covered in that, and that's the first. It also shows that you're not just a talker. You can actually you put your money where your mouth is. Okay, you're genuine, and that's a first sign. uh, Once you've done that, the lawyer will get a direct agreement with you. So you pay directly to the lawyer, not to us. You have a relationship with the lawyers, and you pay them directly, and that's it. So we allocated about $10,000 for E2 in US. In Canada for C11, because this application can lead to green card or permanent residency. They do a lot more scrutiny, lot more legal work is required. So we allocated 10,000 US for the 10,000 USD for the legal fees, but it can be slightly higher in Canada as you take more and more service. So minimum we put there is 10,000 USD again. That is enough for getting the initial application started. Next,
Wow,
so
that's
you
good.
got 5,000 and 10,000 gone, that's 15,000. And then $110,000 is what you put in your investment into the company. So this money doesn't come to me or Mr. Nawali, it goes straight into the bank account of this company in which you are a director, you are a shareholder. Okay, and every dollar, every cent is accounted for. So we then take over the management rights of that company. If you want to do all yourself by putting the thing, you're welcome to do it. But we won't take the risk for you. We won't put the thing. We won't put our neck online. We are doing this because we also committed in making this successful. Committed in making sure that you get good returns on your investment. We making sure that all the compliance requirements for your visa for you and your family are done with. Otherwise, people take a lot of shortcuts, then they lose the visa, and then they blame you. You told me, Mr. Noali told me this, that. No, we do everything in writing. We do exactly, we involve professionals, and we get you the success. So just think of the program that AIM Global offering is only the minimum way to get you and your family across to one of those two countries. Once you're there, then you can talk to us and say, look, I am a very good chef. Okay, I want to own my own little place, or I had this idea from Nigeria that I want to implement it here. So we will help you, to come out, bring out the best in you, and so we'll support you in every way. But that will be the next step. Don't mix that today. So business risk and immigration risk, both side we can take care of. But the next level, you may have some dreams. Come here first. Get your family settled here first. Let your children find the local school. Let your wife or husband get the job so that you got some money coming in. Settle down. Understand the culture, understand the ways of doing business, the way everything is done in new country. Then you say, okay, I do feel that there's an opportunity here that I want to follow, and this is what my passion from whichever country I come from. So we help you with that also. So this is what we're really offering, is to really support you and your family to come here at the lowest cost. And by the way, that 110,000 is also not an expense. It's not lost. After, we will give you certain return on that thing every year, every quarter, actually, as a director fees. So your money is not idle. The money will be making money for you. And once you get the one of the franchise, you can start to do business. Let's say, so go global, you can find other clients who may be interested, and you get fees, referral fees, for that also. So you start, the minute you go ahead with confidence and trust, you will start to make monies also even before coming to US or Canada. And you can actually do global business also. So the income earning potential is extremely high, extremely high. So you're doing good for your family, you're doing thing. And if this really interests you and your family to live in US, live in Canada, or any other countries for that matter, each country has their own rules, the requirements. So we can see which one, but these two we are very confident about, and so we can certainly help.
Yeah. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So we are having a little bit glitches. Okay. So um, for those who are watching around the world and those who are listening to this podcast, you know, Mr. Evanish has taken very detailed approach. Some of you might have gone the wrong hands, or probably you've been ill advised on how you can actually, as an established business owners, entrepreneurs, startups, and all of that. This is the best way you can migrate with your family or with your co-partners, whichever way you want it to build prosperity together with the global. If I'm, can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Go ahead. You wanted to say something? Okay. So if you want to really migrate to any of the countries, either US or Canada through N Global, this is the best time to do that. And it is the professional way that will take you and your family. That's when we talk about the secrets of wealth building through N Global. And then, of course, you heard it from Mr. Avanish, who gave you the detailed step by step on how you can get this thing done. And with the help, and you give the job to who knows the job, which is N Global. The N Global will be the one to handle all the things, the immigration side through the immigration lawyers, and of course the experts dealing with the government on their behalf, and get the job and cross the T's and I's and get you and your family land in the United States. Isn't that very interesting? That's something you should start. And then you have everything written down, guided by the documentations between the two, the contracts. So for me, and for those who are listening, who are established in any part of the world, be it in Africa or other countries, and you have to want to tap into the United States financial markets, I think this is the best route and the best way to get started. So if you need more information, Mr. Banish, can you share to us and to also to the audience who are listening to this program how they can reach you, and then of course you're experts in the United States.
Sure. Look, I'll definitely share the details. I do have a team that takes care of everything, and I've got very good team all across the world who will personally take care. But I am always available, approachable. But before I give out that number, WhatsApp is the best way. I just want to clarify that we're not giving you immigration advice. We're not immigration lawyers. But for each country, we work with qualified, well established, very reputed lawyers who will give the proper legal advice, immigration advice to them. And they are the one, they have a direct professional relationship with you. That's why, if you recall my steps, that we initiate those initial communications. But once both parties are comfortable, you have a direct agreement, we oversee it. There's sometimes the issues with the source of funds, sometimes communication issues. So we are the project manager, you can say, who will take care of everything. But you will be in the taken care of by very competent, very professional immigration attorneys who will be responsible. So please don't call Mr. Noali or me or anything for, hey, my son this, my daughter this, and all that. If it's the immigration issue, it's a lawyer's thing, okay? But overall, we're there to make sure that everything goes out very smoothly. So we are a one-stop shop. We'll take care of all the things. So your business issues, your financial issues, your immigration issues, and all that. And so we can work. We're looking for good people to join our AIM Global team, because we do have a very good, very ambitious plans for us. We want to be a public listed company. And for those of you who use AIM Global, we will be offering you certain things. But this investment, what we're talking about, is really you are investing in your own self through AIM Global to have a better life for you and your families. And it may not be for you. You may know people who may be interested. Send them our way. We can have initial talk, and we are straightforward people. We say what is the reality. Don't just give them, raise their hopes and then say sorry. Oh, I didn't realize you don't have any money after having 10 meetings. So we just are respectful for each other's time, but we are there to support. But there are some essential ingredients for making it all happen. So coming back to my personal WhatsApp number, if you can add plus and then one for US, and my cell and WhatsApp is 408 680 1253. I repeat, +1 408 680 1253. It's best if you don't just call me straight away. I don't take random calls. Best is to, if you can just WhatsApp me the message describing who you are, what you're looking for, and either me and my team can get back with you. But certainly, I will be there to answer, to guide, and we want you to be successful in whatever you aim for. And if we can't help you, we'll be straightforward and we tell you that look, this is not something that we can do, and either we can guide you some ways or we just wish you all the best. But we are here to stay, and we would love to take care of you. So, Mr.
Thank
Nwali,
you.
it's been a great thing. Unless you have any more questions, I want to say thank you to you and Michael, and y- your name.
Marvelous.
Marvelous.
Marvelous. Okay. The Marvelous and Michael. Everyone starts with M. And so, yeah, any questions, anything, we're always there.
Yes.
And we wish you all the best for everything.
Thank
Thank you very
you,
Thank you,
much.
sir.
Mr. Banash. Want to thank you so much by the insights and everyone watching, listening all around the world. Want to thank you for being part of TD Studio, and of course, A Global Group Holding Limited founder. It's every time you are on air, it's very thrilling, and I'm happy to be part of this team. On behalf of my team, Michael, my co-host, Marvelous, and of course the A Global team in Nigeria and in Ghana, Jessica and Edna. I want to thank you so much, and for our viewers around the world, please do not forget to subscribe. We'll be calling our founder. He will be coming once he busy on his busy schedule. We always make time for him to come and then talk bit by bit on all the niches that N Global has for the entire universe. Thank you, and do
Thank you
have a
very